we need to give page numbers?
We're live.
Okay. Shabbat Shalom. I'm Cantor Margaret Bruner. This is Temple Bethel in Salinas. And this is Shabbat Mishpatim, where we hear about the rules and the laws of what is expected of and what God is hoping to set forth for the Israelites as a blueprint for their religion and their laws and precepts to come. Our service begins with how lovely this Shabbat, this day of Shabbat peace, Ma Yafeh Hayom. Ma Yafeh Hayom, Shabbat Shalom. 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 Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Brian Telford will lead us in candle lighting.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kirishanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat. Amen. As these Shabbat candles give light to all who behold them, so may we, by our lives, give light to all who behold us, as their brightness reminds us of the generations of Israel who have kindled light, so may we, in our own day, be among those who kindle light. O source of light and truth, creator of the eternal law of goodness, help us to find knowledge by which to live. Lead us to take the words we shall speak into our hearts and into our lives. Bless all who enter this sanctuary in need, all who bring the offerings of their hearts. May our worship lead us to acts of kindness, peace, and love. I begin with a prayer of gratitude for all that is holy in my life. God needs no words, no English or Hebrew, no semantics, and no services, but I need them. Through prayer, I can sense my inner strength, my inner purpose, my inner joy, my capacity to love. As I reach upward in prayer, I sense these qualities in my Creator. To love God is to love each other, to work to make our lives better. To love God is to love the world God created and to work to perfect it. To love God is to love dreams of peace and joy that illumine all of us and to bring that vision to life.
We continue with the singing of Dodi Li, My Beloved is Mine, and I am my beloved's. Dodi Li, Va'ani lo haroeh, Bashoshanim. Dodi Li, Va'ani lo haroeh, Bashoshanim. Mizot Allah, min hamidbar, Mizot Allah, Mizot Allah, min hamidbar, Mizot Allah. Dodi li, va'ani lo haroeh, Bashoshanim. Dodi li va'ani lo haroe bashoshanim mikuteret mor ulevona mikuteret mor ulevona Dodi li va'ani lo haroe bashoshanim Dodi li va'ani lo haroe bashoshanim. Lachuna Ranana, page 12. Lechune ranena, lechune ranena, lechune ranena ladonai. Lechune ranena, lechune ranena, lechune ranena ladonai. Naria, Naria, litzuri shenu kadma fanav betoda. Naria, Naria, litzuri shenu, bizmirot Naria lo. Lechune ranena, lechune ranena, lechune ranena ladonai. 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 Page 20 and 21, Lachadodi. Lechadodi likrat kala, Pnei Shabbat nekabela. 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 Shamor v'zachor v'dibur echad, Hishmianu el hamyuchad, Adonai echad, Ushemo echad, V'shemo tiferet ve'litila. Lechadodi likrat kala, Pnei Shabbat nekabela. Lechadodi likrat kala, Pnei Shabbat nekabela. Likrat Shabbat lechu v'nelcha, Ki mekor habracha, Merosh mikeden nesucha, Sof ma'aseh b'machshava tehila. Lechadodi likrat kala, Pnei Shabbat nekabela. Lechadodi likrat kala, Pnei Shabbat nekabela. Hitoreri, Ki ba'orech kumi ori, Uri, shedaberi, Kavod Adonai alaich nigla. Lechadodi likrat kala, Pnei Shabbat nekabela. nekabela. Last verse, Bo'i v'shalom, we greet the Sabbath bride.
Bo'i v'shalom ahateret ba'ala, gam b'simcha uvetzot ola, toch emunei am segula. Bo'i chala, bo'i chala. Lecha dodi lekra kala, pene Shabbat lekabela. Lecha dodi lekra kala, pene Shabbat lekabela.
Shalom Aleichem. Peace be to you, O ministering angels of peace, page 24. Shalom Aleichem, Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon, Melech Malchei Hamlachim, HaKadosh, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Boachem v'shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon, Melech Malchei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Shalom Aleichem, Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon, Melech Malchei Hamlachim, HaKadosh, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Baruch Hu Shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon, Melech Malchei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Shalom Aleichem, Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon, Melech Malchei Hamlachim, HaKadosh, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Tzeitachem l'shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon, Melech Malchei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Shalom Aleichem, Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon. Yitgadol v'yitkadash Shemei Rabbah, Ve'amad yivrach Yerodei v'yamlich malchutei, V'chayechon uvyom echon, Uvchayet kol bet Yisrael. Bagala, bagala, uvizman kariv, imaru, amen. Shmei Rabbah Mavorach, Le'olam Omaya, Yitbarach. Yistabach, Yitbar, Yitromam, Yitnaseh, Yitadar, Yitaleh, Yitalal, Shemei Kurishah, Laila min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, da'amiran ve'ilma, ve'immeru.
Amen.
We join together in our call to prayer, page 28. Lie, 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 Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Le'olam Va'ed. Lai, 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 lai. 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 And Jeff Siegel will continue on page 30, Ma'ariv Arabi.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bidvaro ma'ariv aravim, v'chochma poteach sha'arim, uvitmuna meshane itim, mechalif et hazmanim, umesader et hakochavim, v'mifrotechem barakia kirtzono, borei yom v'layla, golel or mipnei choshech, v'choshech mipnei or, Umavir yom umevi laila, umavdil bein yom uvein laila. Adonai tzvaot shemo, el chai v'kayam, timloch tamid, tamid yimloch aleinu le'olam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai ha'ma'ariv aravim. And please join on page 32, Ahavat Olam. Ahavat Olam, Beit Yisrael, Amcha ahavata, Torah u'mitzvot, ukim u'mishpatim, Otanu lemahadata, Alken Adonai Eloheinu b'shokbenu, u'menu na'asiach b'chukecha, v'nismach v'divrei toratecha, u'mitzvotecha le'olam va'ed. Hihem chayenu, Eorach yameinu, Uvahem nege yomam v'layla, nege yomam v'layla, V'hatcha al tasir, Mimenu le'olamim, Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev amo Yisrael. turn to page 34 for the Shema, as we rise.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem, Kevod Malchuto, Le'olam Va'ed.
Ahavta? Ahavta?
V'yata et Adonai Elohecha, v'chol avavacha, uv'chol nafshecha, uv'chol meotecha, v'hayu hadavarim ha'ele, asher anochi mitzavacha, hayom al levavecha, v'shinantam levanecha, v'dibarta bam, v'shivtecha b'veitecha, uv'lektecha v'aderech, uv'shokbacha u'kumecha, uv'shartam liot al yadecha, v'hayu latotachot ben einecha, uv'tavtam al mezuzot beitecha, uv'isharecha, Laman tiskaru, v'asitem et kol mitzvotai, v'eitem kadoshim le'elohechem. Ani Adonai Elohechem, asher hotzeiti echem me'eretz Mitzrayim, liot lachem le'elohim. Ani Adonai Elohechem, Adonai Elohechem emet.
As we turn to page 39, a reading before the Mi Chamocha. Standing on the parted shores of history, we still believe what we were taught before ever we stood at Sinai's foot, that wherever we go, it is eternally Egypt, that there is a better place, a promised land, that the winding way to that promise passes through the wilderness, that there is no way to get from here to there except by joining hands and marching together. La 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 Mi chamocha ba'alim Adonai, mi chamocha neda b'kodesh, norati lot o sefela, norati lot o sefela. Yalai bayim ben bayir bayim ba. Ay 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 yid bay bayim ba. Ay 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 yid bay bayim ba. Ay 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 yid bay bayim ba. Malachutecha ra'u vanecha, bokei ayam lifnei Moshe u'Miriam, ze li'anu ve'amru, Adonai yimlok le'olam va'ed. Yidbai bayim ba. Ay 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 yidbai bayim ba. Ay 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 yidbai bayim ba. Ay 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 yidbai bayim ba. V'ne'amar ki fada Adonai et Yaakov v'ga'alo b'yad chazak mimenu, Baruch atah Adonai ga'al Yisrael. Amen.
Amen.
You ready? Okay.
Join us in singing.
Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom, l'shalom. Hamidenu shomrenu l'chaim. Ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha, ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha. Amen. Shelter us beneath thy wings, O Adonai. Guard us from all harmful things. O Adonai, keep us safe throughout the night, till we wake with morning's light. Teach us, God, wrong from right. Amen. 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 Amen.
Page 44. Veshamru
B'nai Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית העולם.
ביני ובין בני ישראל עוד היא לעולם, עוד היא לעולם, עוד היא לעולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית העולם. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית העולם. וביום השביעי שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית העולם. And we rise and join together tefillah, page 46. Adonai sefatai tiftach, ufi yagi tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips, that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, Elohei Avotenu ve'imotenu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, El Hagadol, Hagibor, Hanorah, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, V'konei HaKol, Zocher Hasei Avot V'imahot, U'mevei Kula Livnei V'nehem, L'man Shemo V'yahava, Melech Ozer U'Moshiach U'Magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham, Bezrat Sarah, Atah Gibor Le'olam Adonai, Chayecha Atarav Lehoshia, Mashiach Ruach, Morid Hagashem,
Mechal Chaim b'chesed, Mechaye hakol b'rachamim rabim, Somech noflim v'rofeh holim, Umatir asurim, Umchayem emunato, Lishenei afar, Michamocha ba'al gvurot, Umidom elah, Melech memit umechayeh, Umatzmiach Yeshua, Neman atah l'chayot ha'kol, Baruch atah Adonai, Chayei ha'kol, Atah kadosh v'shimcha kadosh, Joshim b'chol yom, l'chalalucha selah, Baruch atah Adonai, ha'el ha'kadosh.
We pray silently. Shalom Rav
Yisrael Amcha, Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha, Tasim Leolam. Yatahu Melech Adon, Lechol HaShalom. Yatahu Melech Adon, Lechol HaShalom. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha, Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha, Tasim Leolam. Tov benecha levarech et amcha Yisrael. Bechol עת ובכל שעה בשלומך.
Shalom
Rav Yisrael Amcha, Tasim Leolam.
Shalom
Rav Yisrael Amcha, Tasim Leolam. Tasim Leolam.
There is a famous book, Don't Sweat the Small Stuff. This week's Parsha, Mishpatim, is about a lot of small stuff, legal details of rules, mitzvot, that we should adhere to. The Jewish people just received the Torah, big stuff, and this week's Parsha launches into a detailed presentation of civil laws, small stuff. Right after the monumental event of receiving the Torah, we learn that the small stuff does count. Another perspective on this week's Parsha is that the idea of compartmentalization doesn't work from a Torah perspective. There are those people that compartmentalize, there are religious portions of their lives, then there is business, and so on. Torah permeates every aspect of life, if you allow it to do so. And our sages teach, all areas of life are intertwined, and holiness drives from halachically correct business dealings, no less than from piety in matters of ritual. And the sages also teach that one who wishes to be a chassid, or a devoutly pious person, should be scrupulous in matters of civil and tort law. For in Judaism, the concept of the temple is in the courtroom as well as in the synagogue. We must strive to adhere to Torah principles in all facets of our life. This provides us with an opportunity to imbue holiness into all we do, anytime and anywhere. Brian will be reading from Exodus 21, starting at verse 1, which is in our Plout Torah commentary on page 560. And we will just join the three of us in the Torah blessings. Baruch hu et Adonai hambarach.
Baruch Adonai hambarach le'olam va'ed.
Baruch atah Adonai
Eloheinu melech ha'olam.
asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten ha'torah.
Amen. Ve'ele hamishpatim asher tashim lefanehem ki tikneh eved ivri shesh shanim ya'avor uvashivit yetze lehafoshi hanim im bagapo yavo bagapo yetze im baal ishahu vayatsa oshto imo im adonai vayalda lo vanim o vanot ha'isha v'ladeha tihyeh la'adoneha v'hu yetze b'gapo im amo yomar ha'eved ahavti et Adonai et ishtiv et bano lo etze hafshi v'higasho Adonav el ha'Elohim v'higasho el hadelet o el hamizuzah v'ratza Adonav et azno b'martzea v'avado le'olam.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu
Heinu
melech
melech
haolam,
ha'olam,
asher
habanu
natanu
mikol
Torah
ha'amim,
v'chayei
Olam
olam
nata
nata
b'tzokenu.
b'tochenu. Baruch
Baruch
atah
atah
Adonai
Adonai, noten
noten
haTorah.
haTorah. Amen.
Amen.
Do you have the English there?
Yes.
That would be great. You could share that with us.
These are the rules that you shall set before them. When you acquire a Hebrew slave, that person shall serve 6 years and shall go free in the 7th year without payment. If a male slave came single, he shall leave single. If he had a wife, his wife shall leave with him. If his master gave him a wife, and she has borne him children, the wife and her children shall belong to the master, and he shall leave alone. But if the slave declares, I love my master and my wife and children, I do not wish to go free, his master shall take him before God. He shall be brought to the door or the doorpost, and his master shall pierce his ear with an awl, and he shall then remain his master's slave for life.
And just as we have heard words of Torah, we will share in prayers for healing at this point in our service. Mishaberach Avotenu v'Imotenu Avraham Yitzchak v'Yaakov Sarah Rivka Rachel v'Leah Hu Yivarech et HaCholim. And I am including on our Mishaberach list tonight Stephanie Faithy, Leah Winter, Sylvia Seidman, and all of those that we name in our hearts. May the one who blessed our ancestors, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Sarah, Rebekah, Rachel, and Leah, bless and heal all of those that we name out loud and in our hearts. And may the Blessed Holy One be filled with compassion for their health to be restored and their strength to be revived. May God swiftly send them a complete renewal of body and spirit. Mishaberach Avotenu v'Imotenu Hu Yivarech v'Yirabeh et HaCholim. Grant the ones fighting illness time without the pain. Help the ones in despair know some joy again. Mishaberach Avotenu v'Imotenu Hu Yivarech v'Yirabeh et HaCholim. Bless me too, that I may be a source of strength for those in need. When I fall, help me hear the prayer of healing. Someone is singing just for me. Sheberach Avotenu v'Imotenu. May we all be blessed with hope and health and love. Yesterday was International Holocaust Remembrance Day, the anniversary of the liberation of the Auschwitz concentration camp in 1945. Nearly 2 decades ago, the United Nations General Assembly designated January 27 an annual day of commemoration for its member states in honor of the 6 million Jewish victims of the Holocaust. Notably, yesterday's event arrives less than 2 weeks after a gunman held a rabbi and 3 others hostage for 3 hours at a synagogue in the suburbs of Fort Worth, Texas. And it comes as outrage is building over a Tennessee school board's decision to ban the Pulitzer Prize-winning Holocaust graphic novel, Mouse, over concerns about profanity and nude imagery. Early this month, at a time when conservatives in many states seek to dictate how schools teach sensitive topics like racism and sexual health, a Texas district made headlines in October after an administrator reportedly instructed teachers to provide students with opposing views of the Holocaust. President Biden marked the day by inviting an Auschwitz survivor who lost her parents and 4 or 5 siblings to speak and share her story at the White House. President Biden said in a statement that the world has an obligation to honor victims, learn from survivors, pay tribute to rescuers, and carry on the lessons of the Holocaust, a charge he described as especially urgent since fewer and fewer survivors remain. And he went on, from the streets of Charlottesville, Virginia, to a synagogue in Colleyville, Texas, we are continually and painfully reminded that hate doesn't go away, it only hides. Biden said, and it falls to each of us to speak out against the resurgence of anti-Semitism and ensure that bigotry and hate receive no safe harbor at home and around the world. He added that it is imperative to teach accurately about the Holocaust and push back against attempts to ignore, deny, distort, and revise history, noting that the U.S. co-sponsored a UN resolution this month charging the global community with combating Holocaust denial through education. The UN designates each Remembrance Day with a guiding theme. This year, it's memory, dignity, and justice. The theme aims to encourage action to challenge hatred, strengthen solidarity, and champion compassion, as the UN explains on its website. The writing of history and the act of remembering brings dignity and justice to those whom the perpetrators of the Holocaust intended to obliterate. And it says, safeguarding the historical record, remembering the victims, challenging the distortion of history often expressed in contemporary anti-Semitism are critical aspects of claiming justice after atrocity crimes. This is from an NPR article by Rachel Treisman. Thus says Adonai, this is what I desire, to unlock the fetters of wickedness and untie the cords of lawlessness, to let the oppressed go free, to break off every yoke. Share your bread with the hungry and take the wretched poor into your home. When you see the naked, give clothing and do not ignore your own kin. If you banish the yoke from your midst, the menacing hand, the evil speech, if you offer compassion to the hungry and satisfy the faint, famished creature, then your light shall shine in darkness. O guardian of life and liberty, may our nation always merit your protection. Teach us to give thanks for what we have by sharing it with those who are in need. Keep our eyes open to the wonders of creation and alert to the care of the earth. And may we never be lazy in the work of peace. May we honor those who have died in defense of our ideals. Grant our leaders wisdom and forbearance. May they govern with justice and compassion. Help us all to appreciate one another and to respect the many ways that we may serve you, O God. And may our homes be safe from affliction and strife, and our country be sound in body and spirit. And let us say, Amen. The The biggest news in our congregation is our deli pack, of course. And I am at the helm here with two of the pillars and backbone, literally, of the deli pack sale. Jeff Siegel and Brian Telford. We could not do it without all your dedication and hard work. They have been devoting to this event in the past years, and especially this year, again, as we put on our second deli pack sale in this COVID setting. Thursday, February 10th, 9 to 5, and Friday, February 11th, 9 to 2. All of the orders can be taken online by going to our homepage, templebethelsalinas.org. Please tell all your friends, pass these around, put up flyers, and order. And we have two locations, one in Salinas here at the temple, of course, and one in Monterey at the First Presbyterian Church. Pre-order, prepay online. And we have Basic Judaism on Monday. We have Torah study tomorrow at 10:30 a.m. on Zoom. Basic Judaism is also on Zoom for now. And we have I can't think of anything else that you should all know about. Those are the most important things. The deli pack, and we're continuing our Zoom and streaming through the first week of February, and we hope, God willing, we hope that maybe we can open up the synagogue, as it were, after the deli pack sale and invite people to come to Shabbat services. Stay safe, stay healthy. Shabbat Shalom. And we will begin the concluding portion of our service with the Aleinu, which you can find on page 282. And Brian, would you be so kind as to open the ark? Thank you. Aleinu l'shabeach l'Adon ha'kol, l'ateitu l'yotzei b'reshit, shelo asanu b'nei ha'aratzot, ve'lo samanu mishpachot ha'adama, shelo samto keinu kahem, ve'gor aleinu l'chol ha'amoram, v'anachnu korim, u'mishtachavim u'lodim, lifnei melech, Malchei Amlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Ne'emar b'Ha'el Adonai, L'melech al kol ha'aretz, Hayom ha'hu, Yireh Adonai echad, U'shalom, When cherished ties are broken and the chain of love is shattered, only trust and the strength of faith can lighten the heaviness of the heart. At times, the pain of separation seems more than we can bear. But if we dwell too long on our loss, we embitter our hearts and harm ourselves and those about us. Even when the departed are gone, they are with us, moving us to live as in their higher moments they themselves wish to live. We remember them now. They live in our hearts. They are an abiding blessing, and they are Florence Levin, Lillian G. Rose, Elizabeth Lewis, Stephen A. Thaw, Urbino Radicki, Sylvia Burwood Margolin, Barnett Edelstein, Harry Goldstein, Gloria Pritt, Jacqueline Bortzloff, Luba Orlosoroff, Nava Ezekiel, Aaron Harry Rothman.
Sarah Siegel and Leslie's mom,
Joan Rosenberg. Joan Rosenberg. Thank you, Jeff. Kadisha Tome, The Mourner's Kaddish, page 294. Yit Gadol,
V'yit Kadash, Shemei Rabbah,
Be'alma
Divrach, Yute, V'yamlik, Malkute, V'chayekon, V'yomekon, V'chaye Dekol Beit Yisrael, Ba'agala, V'zman Kari, V'meru, Amen. Yehi Shemei Rabbah Mavarach, Le'alam, U'amein, U'maya, Yitbarak, V'yishtabak, V'yitpa'ar, V'yitramam, V'yitnaseh, V'yithadar, V'yithaleh, V'yithalal, Shemei Dekudusha, B'rikhu, Le'la Minchol V'yakata V'shirata, Tushbakata V'nechamata, Da'miram V'yoma V'meru, Amen. Yehi Shlava Rabba Min Shemaya, V'chaim Aleinu V'yakol Yisrael, V'meru, Amen. Oseh Shalom B'ramav, Hu Ya'aseh Shalom, Aleinu V'yakol Yisrael, V'meru, Amen.
May the one who creates harmony on high bring peace to us and to all Israel, to which we say,
Amen.
Amen. And one of my favorite versions of Ein Keloheinu. Ein Keloheinu, page 322. Ein Keloheinu, Ein Kadonenu, Ein Kemogeinu, Ein Kemoshienu, Mi Keloheinu, Mi Kadonenu, Mi Kemogeinu, Mi Kemoshienu, Ein Keloheinu, Ein Kadonenu, Ein Kemogeinu, Ein Kemoshienu, Ein Keloheinu, Ein Kadonenu, Ein Kemogeinu, Ein Kemoshienu, Nodel Eloheinu, Nodel Adonenu, Nodel Elokeinu, Nodel Moshienu, Baruch Eloheinu, Baruch Adonenu, Baruch Malkeinu, Baruch Moshienu. Ein Keloheinu, Ein Kadonenu, Ein Kemalkeinu, Ein Kemoshienu. Ein Keloheinu, Ein Kadonenu, Ein Kemalkeinu, Ein Kemoshienu. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Thank you so much, Brian, for your beautiful Torah chanting. And thank you, Jeff, for running the service and joining me on the Bima. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.